Hello. Hello, Ruth and Moira. I think. Let me make sure I get my phone turned off here. So we'll see. Ahoy. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that, Ruth Scrab. Um, yeah, so uh, not to not to weather brag, but it is. Let's see. So it's 56. I think 56 is like 15 Celsius, maybe. Um, oh, that's awesome. Thank you for to Kevin for that. Yeah, Kevin's great. We've got Kevin, myself, Kevin, and Ralph Andradez. We're all kind of do nothing fanboys. So okay, so if you didn't get the email that explained the time, you probably are here because you got that. But just on the off chance you don't get the reminders, and then we'll see how much noise and/or barking we'll get in this. So hello again. My name is Andrew Leonards. I'm a certified mindfulness meditation coach. You probably found this through the Do Nothing Project, where I'm one of the moderators and a sometimes guest host. And at least in the United States, today is Thanksgiving, so it's sort of the second North American Thanksgiving. Canada's being earlier in the year, and let's see, we're gonna do a 25-minute sit. Well, I should probably show you because you're gonna hear this bell there, and then you're gonna hear dogs like that dog. You might hear Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is over here. So, all right. And then we're going to do probably like a meditation we'll do here out. At least that's what I'm going to do. You're free to do your own meditation. We'll sit for 25 minutes. I should actually have asked if you could hear me. I'm hoping that you can. I would expect that somebody would say that they can't. So, good. Thank you, Moira. So I'm using the onboard laptop microphone. We did this in oh yeah, thank you, Rosalind. We did this in the forest up by Grand Canyon off of the off the Forest Service land, and it worked pretty good. So I don't have my little Ungalo kit that I do last time. So all right. And then if you have any questions or comments or reports, you can put those in chat, and we'll sit for 25 minutes. All right, timer started. And just beginning with kind of settling in, you could sort of say that your sit starts from the minute that you click on the link for the live stream. And just sort of settling in and seeing if you can get a little more still and a little more still. And then you may hear a noise and may even startle a bit. And seeing just kind of how quickly you can go from that sort of stimulus back to stillness and response, and is a response. checking in to see if there's any tension in the body. You'll know where you hold the tension better than I will, but just some places that you might. So maybe in the hips, the knees, the feet, or ankles maybe. And then sort of torso and up, you may have shoulders, neck, and maybe the eyes. Maybe a little bit of the high back if you've been leaned over a kitchen counter preparing a meal. And just noticing the tension is kind of the goal. We're not trying to shoo it or chase it away. And if you find tension, this is our first opportunity to bring a no big deal attitude toward its presence. Like, oh, yeah, there's tension. And sometimes it will release when we notice it. And if you don't feel quite settled in just yet, maybe a few deliberate breaths. Breathing in through the nose allows us to slow that down, and that allows us to also breathe low into the belly. So slow and low is our tempo, as the Beastie Boys said. And so on one level, we can just begin with this sense, the awareness of sitting and knowing that you're sitting. And that's sort of a bare awareness way of just sort of like, oh, I'm sitting, I'm here. And if that doesn't resonate, you can see if you can sort of coat the entire body with the edge of your body with a layer of awareness. And with each breath, kind of landing here more and more. And so as we think about our sensory experience, we can kind of group or bundle things into convenient categories. So any physical sensations in the body are feel. Any emotional sensations in the body are also feel. And then there's seeing out. If your eyes are open like mine are, you'll see out. There's also a mental image. And then where we're going to live in our technique for today is hearing or auditory space. And so you can kind of hear the hum of society potentially, around me, sort of distant cars and various things. Or maybe that's filtered out. You don't hear any of that. You may hear the bell. You may hear wind from my environment. And then my voice is sort of invading your environment as well. Those are all examples that we could soak our attention into. And we can label those with a mental label if we want. We can use hear, Hear. So that pattern is really noticing where our attention is, noticing the sound we're focused on. And using the mental label as a kind of support, sort of just allowing the attention to stay there a little bit longer. And that's the sort of rhythm that we're looking for. So the bells are gone. That's a sort of rest. Now they're back. So if you want, you can also bring into the fold, you notice activation, and then the disappearance of that activation. That disappearance is a rest. And so explore your space, and I'll check in and sort of offer a few things in a bit here. And so if the mental label is seeming to be awkward for you, it is optional. So if you feel like you use the mental label here when you're noticing auditory sounds and it stirs up mental talk, you can experiment with dropping the label and just the noting. There is a effortless knowing of where your attention is, and the label is meant just to be a support. It's kind of like somebody spotting you at the gym. We can let that go and just use the noting. And then the other thing is to know that you can adjust or settle back into the posture. You can do that over and over if you need to. And so the saying is that mind follows body, and so just checking in a bit. Sometimes when I feel like I'm not really clear, I will notice like, oh, I'm leaning too far forward or I'm off to one side. And it's sort of annoying that the posture really does matter, or it can impact the clarity and concentration we experience. Welcome, Lynn. Thanks for joining live. And really quick here, just kind of checking in with kind of what it's like for you. Remember, this is your sit, so you're in control. If the home base of sounds isn't really working, you can shift to another home base. Maybe that's body sensations, pressure points of the body. Maybe that's more of a body scan, more active. So we'd be shifting our attention as we're sitting. Or maybe it's returning to the breath. So those are all options for you. Leaning on Shinzen's acronym ION, so interest, opportunity, necessity. So if the sounds around you aren't supporting your sit as a home base, you can always shift those and find what works. And then if you just want to let go of that technique, and in fact, let go of all technique, and let's just kind of mentally allow ourselves to coast. This is the do nothing technique. And let the mind wander. We don't micromanage anything. So if the mind is drawn to a stimulus, you just let it go. It's the Suzuki Roshi adage that we can give the mind a large pasture. we'll just finish here with a little bit of gratitude for this being Thanksgiving in the United States. So a little bit of gratitude to my neighbors, canine, my mom's canine neighbors, for their acceptance of me sitting here guiding a meditation and not barking throughout the whole thing. And a bit of gratitude for everyone working at a bodega or supermarket or convenience store today, or gas station, any of the lesser appreciated but pivotal things. And thank you for everyone who found their way to this today. All right. And I realized I didn't start with a bell because I didn't have a bell with me. And so my voice is the bell. And that's our 25 minutes. Thanks for the likes we got in here. Appreciate that. I think that's the French Bulldog next door. Yeah, so should be normal time. So 7:15 Eastern, 6:15 Central, 5:15 Mountain, 4:15 Pacific next time. I think we'll be in the Cottonwood area, which is a little bit north of where we're at right now. We're just in the sort of west of the Phoenix area at the moment at my mom's house for Thanksgiving. We'll be on the road for next Wednesday, and then Jeff is guiding on Sunday. So everything will be normal time there for Jeff. I think that's 8. That's 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll let you do the time math for that. And then, as always, there's the CEC on Monday night. And then Ruthless Crab pointed out a hello from Kevin. Kevin does the morning bell, which I think is 7 a.m. Eastern time. And you can find the link to that. If you don't have it, you can find the link to that in the newsletter for the CEC Meditate. So if you go to cecmeditate.com, thank you for thank you for lurking, Moira, and also thank you for stepping into chat here. But you can find the morning bell. I think it's at the very bottom of each monthly CEC newsletter, and those newsletters are you can find those at cecmeditate.com. So plug for Kevin. And at some point I'm gonna find a way to see if I can introduce folks to Ralph, who's also super amazing and a UM. Kevin went through the UM coach, and he's as you all know, he's a teacher for the Consciousness Explorers Club, and then Ralph is also another UM Unified Mindfulness alum like I am. So yeah, have a fantastic day. Hopefully your turkey goes well, and the little thing pops out when it's supposed to, and your pumpkin pie can be enjoyed, and all that sort of stuff. So have a great day.